Coming Friday, the much-anticipated meeting between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin is going to take place in Alaska. The announcement was made by Trump himself in a post on his Truth Social. And this meeting is being seen as a victory for Kremlin, even if there are 3 days more to go. But this meeting is not trilateral, as earlier suggested by Trump, but a bilateral meet as requested by the Russian president.
I'm going in to speak to Vladimir Putin, and I'm going to be telling him, you got to end this war, you got to end it. And he wasn't going to mess with me. This war would have never happened. I think we'll have constructive conversations. There'll be some land swapping going on. I know that through Russia and through conversations with everybody, to the good, for the good of Ukraine. Then I'm going to call up President Zelenskiy and the European leaders right after the meeting, yeah. And I'm going to tell them what kind of a deal. I'm not going to make a deal. It's not up to me to make a deal. I think a deal should be made for both.
As August 8 deadline for Russia to reach a deal on war with Ukraine came to an end, Trump's post came shocking to many. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskiy and many European leaders had hoped that Trump, who has been expressing his disappointment with Putin over handling of the war, would impose strict economic sanctions post the deadline.
Everyone sees that there has been no real step from Russia towards peace. No action on the ground nor in the air that could save lives. That is why sanctions are needed. Pressure is needed. Strength is needed. The strength, first and foremost, of the United States. The strength of Europe. The strength of all nations in the world that want peace and stability in international relations. If Russia does not want to stop the war, then its economy must be stopped.
The meeting comes after US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff's visit to Moscow last week. There are also concerns that Ukraine may have made certain territorial concessions, which President Zelensky has opposed.
The path to peace for Ukraine must be determined together and only together with Ukraine. This is fundamental, and it is important that our joint approaches and shared vision work toward a genuine peace, a consolidated position, a ceasefire, an end to the occupation, an end to the war. I thank everyone who is with us, who is with Ukraine.
Небезпеки враховують. Шлях до миру для України має визначатися разом.
From telling Zelensky that he was gambling with World War III during the latter's visit to the Oval Office early this year, to understanding a friend Putin and then being very disappointed, Trump's relation with Putin has seen many phases. On occasions when it just seemed that Trump is going to sanction Russia, Moscow's allies were the worst hit. With the exception of China, India was imposed with an additional tariff of 25% for purchasing Russian oil. The Trump administration went to the extent of calling this additional charge as a national security issue. But India is hopeful of a positive outcome from this meeting and reiterates Prime Minister Narendra Modi's stand that this is not an era of war. A joint statement by leaders of Europe have also hailed Trump's efforts to bring an end to the war and ensuring peace in the region. But they are against any territorial changes and said peace in Ukraine can return only when Ukraine is included in the talks.
We are preparing intensively for this meeting at the European level together with the American government. And we hope and assume that the government of Ukraine and the President Zelensky will participate in this meeting. We hope that there will be a breakthrough on Friday. Above all that, there will finally be ceasefire, and that peace negotiations can take place in Ukraine.
Die Regierung der Ukraine, dass Präsident Zelensky an diesem Treffen beteiligt wird.
The meeting location is significant as US purchased Alaska from Russia in 1867. The last time Alaska took center stage in an American diplomatic event was in March 2021, when Joe Biden's newly minted diplomatic and national security team met their Chinese counterparts in Anchorage.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe. If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.